Hey y'all, I'm JamesWright and welcome to Wizards News, and today the update finally came out, 2.5.0. All of our dreams have been reached and this is absolutely amazing. And oh, well, let's talk about it. So there's a big reason why I don't talk about hearsay and leaks and data mine on this channel, because a lot of times it just gets hopes really up high and then everything comes crashing down. And that's really one of the cases here. 2.5.0 was released ahead of time, apparently with the wrong app version, and there were a few other things that were in there that we're all like, ooh, this is so exciting, and then come to find out those aren't quite ready yet. So everyone who thought this was going to be coming and has their hopes dashed, I'm sorry for that. But there are a few things in this update, and I want to go through those as well as a few other items that might be coming down the pipeline. So let's actually take a look at what's in here. Coming over here to the Wizards News site, and they actually talk through the release on here, 2.5.0. And as with any particular update, get ready, there's probably going to be a few bugs that pop up. We were fairly buggy with 2.4.0, and I was expecting them to put out a small fix release. But apparently 2.5.0 came out fast enough, they just waited until this came out. So they did fix a lot of the glitches with this, and so far this has been a fairly smooth running update. There's been very few things that I've noticed that have been any issue on this, with the exception of a couple things which we'll be talking about down here below. So let's scroll down here and talk through this. Number one, the wizarding challenges. This is probably the thing that people are the most interested in this particular update. If you join a chamber with other players, there is a button that clicks on so you can tell everyone else you're ready, and other people can tell you they're ready. I haven't had a chance yet to play with that. I haven't found someone else who I can go to a chamber and say, hey, how does this work? So hopefully I'll be doing a video and update on that when it comes out. But one of the other things on here is that supposedly it allows you to skip the wait time if you are a solo player. I went out and tested this today and it didn't work out, so I couldn't find the button where to skip. So I guess I'm missing something, or maybe that didn't quite make it into the update as they were saying it would. But one of the nice things is that there's actually an option in here. If you get into that waiting area and you're like, oh wait, I want to change that stone, you can actually edit the stone, go back in and change your stone. And if the time does run out while you're looking for a stone, it doesn't matter. It will use what is already in there and will drop you straight into the challenge. So that's kind of a cool change. I'm really hoping that button is on there somewhere soon so we can skip the wait time. That's something that hasn't even come to Pogo, and they've been asking for that for years and haven't gotten that in Pogo, but we're apparently getting it here early if they do make it work. Greenhouses now give energy in every single time you go there. So now a greenhouse will give you energy every time you go there. And I tested it tonight, and every time I tested a greenhouse, I got energy. It was really cool, and I'm really happy with that update, especially for rural players. That is a big one. Energy at greenhouses. They've also added the golden snitch to the photo mode list, so now you can actually take pictures with the golden snitch. This should be kind of fun, especially those you with pets in the house. This could be a very interesting one to play with. So I'm thinking through a few ideas of some AR pictures with this. I'd love to hear your ideas, and I'm looking forward to seeing your pictures with the snitch. People have been complaining that the Dwaddle Drop doesn't work. Well, it did work, and it does work, and actually I was able to play with that tonight, and they now have an animation in there. So now when the spell is being cast, you will see the Foundable starting to disappear and then come back. And so it actually shows you the Dwaddle Drop worked there. So yes, the Dwaddle Draft is a functioning draft, and it is a very good one to use, especially on those rare things that have a tendency to disappear on you. They did some organization in the Ministry ID portrait, so you can group things together by house. That should be kind of nice for those of you who like that. Then one of the cool things is they've actually changed the assets that you can download. So you come up here to the gears, you scroll down to the bottom, and it used to be that you just had download all assets. Now they have just download essential assets. And what this actually allows you to do, if you download the assets, it allows the game to run a little bit faster, especially if you are on a slow internet connection. It also means that your phone is going to be using less data. So if you're data conscious, make sure you have these assets downloaded. But not everyone has a lot of space on their phone because it's almost 4 gig now of assets to download. The nice thing about this is you can download just the essential assets that will save you a lot of your bandwidth of your actual connection. So now you have the choice of just essential assets or all of the assets as long as you have the space on your phone. There were a bunch of bugs that they fixed as well. A lot of these were only affecting a few people. Now, the one bug that I did notice that they apparently fixed is when you completed a rank up and you ranked up in one of the family categories, then the game would seize up on you. And I actually found that I haven't had a problem with that now. So they aren't listing that here in the bug fixes, but it's fixed for me. So yay! A lot of people have been asking, is it okay to download this if I have a Samsung phone? Because apparently there was a problem with the earlier edition of 2.5.0 that they recalled. And so, yes, I've talked to several people who've downloaded it with Samsung. That is working. Also, now the iOS is out as well. It was surprising that the iOS came out so fast. It was only like a couple hours behind the Android outlets, but that can come out as well. There have been a few people talking about some problems with the Android update where it doesn't allow you to log back in. So if you run into that, you may want to then back up and put back on a 2.4.0. But that's about the only problem I've seen. From what I've been testing, this seems to be a fairly solid version. I'm sure they're going to be fixing a few tweaks, and there will always be things that pop up anytime that there's a new update. There are always bugs and there are always problems, and they will be fixed eventually. But this one does seem to be fairly solid, so I'm kind of happy for that. Now, with the actual update, the data mining for the event coming up on Halloween, there is a lot of things that have been coming out for that. And again, with data mining, I'm taking it with a grain of salt because they do put a lot of stuff in there that never actually gets used. However, there was a bug that several people noticed right off the bat, that they were allowed to see one of the new chambers that popped up. I've had a few people send me these pictures for the Harrowing Halloweens. There is a new chamber you can get into, and you would get into that, and you would have other possible foes that would come up. And maybe this basilisk would work into it. I haven't seen that, but one person was able to get into the challenge and sent me a picture here where you can see the Dark Witch. So apparently we will have access to several new foes, and there are quite a few of them that have popped up in the code, such as a giant and a troll and things like that. Whether or not those will actually come into play, who knows? But we will see. This is looking like the Halloween will be a big event. And we did get a few confirmations that the Halloween event will be an entire day-long event. It won't just be an hour or so. So it sounds like it'll be like 11 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific time is the times I've heard. Those are still kind of up in the air. But it will be an entire day-long event with different things happening at different times. So stay tuned for that. This is sounding like October 31st is going to be a huge, huge day with a lot of fun things going on. So I'm missing things, I know. This has just recently come out, and I'm looking forward to playing with it and trying a few things. It isn't quite as big of a fantastic thing as we were expecting, but with data mining, that's what often happens. You often get a lot of letdowns. I would love to hear your things. What have you noticed? Is there anything particular coming up? Have you noticed any bugs? Have you noticed anything that's kind of cool that they didn't talk about? There are quite a few things that I've noticed so far that they just haven't mentioned, such as being able to back up and change your runestone without having to leave the chamber. There are fun things in there. I'd love to see what did I miss and what are new things that are coming out here soon. Stay tuned. I will be talking about the Harrowing Halloweens as soon as it comes available. But we will have Community Day before that. We'll have the second Brilliant event before that. So there's a lot of other things to cover before we get that. And I will be getting the information out to you in time for when you can plan for it. So I think that's about it for today. Hope you enjoyed this. And until next time, have a wonderful day. So I've got a mail call. This actually came in the mail today from Catherine. She put a little note on it. So I thought I would open it up and let you guys see what is inside, as I do not know, but it'd be kind of fun to open this up live. Or record it, as the case may be. And inside we've got a box. Well, let's open this box and see what we get. I'm kind of not quite sure what this is. This is a different size than I was expecting. And inside we've got a... Oh, no way! Oh, this is... Okay, this is the Harry Potter Advent Calendar, the mini pop heads. And the Potter Collector did a video on this, showing them opening up. And I actually had it in my list. I was probably going to order this in the next day or so. So this is going to be cool. So during the month of December, I'm going to be opening these up during the videos. So if you want to see that, let me know. But these are all the mini Harry Potter pop heads. And they're all themed for the Christmas event. So... Hey, that's cool. Thank you, Catherine. But with all that excitement, let's do another Chocolate Frog. This one is from Water Lily, who wants the shout out to go to Pokey Fodder. So if you haven't seen his channel, you've got to take a look at it. He does some really cool things in there and has changed up a few things on the channel recently. So let's see, who did we get today? And today we got Rowena Ravenclaw, one of the 4 founders of Hogwarts.